guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be kind of a lighter one. As you're watching this, I am 40 weeks, 3 or 4 days. So I'm overdue, and I thought that this is a very funny video because I've experienced a lot of these. Not all of them, but it is what it's like to be overdue. 20 things that happen to you when you have passed your due date in pregnancy. I read these 20 things to my husband and he laughed because it's totally true. I will say I am grateful to be pregnant. And what's important is that the baby and I are happy and healthy, and that's fine. But some people go a lot longer than 41 weeks. Sometimes they go 42 weeks, and I am so sorry. But my induction's scheduled for in my 41st week. But let us go and enjoy this lighthearted video, so we don't make the 20 things take too long. Here we go. Number 1, things that happen when you're overdue. Your phone rings off the hook. Like, people who don't normally call you, call you. People who normally call you twice as often, 3 times as often, just to see how things are going, even if they don't actually, like, call to bug you. And they may not say, "Are you in labor?" They just kind of, like, call. "How you doing? How's everything going?" And you're like, "I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing." Number 2, every time you call somebody, they panic and they think that you're in labor. So it's true. Like, everybody will be like, "Oh my gosh, she's calling. Is she in labor?" No, I'm just calling. This happened to me on Mother's Day. I called my mom on Mother's Day. My stepdad answered, and I hear my mom in the background going, "Is she in labor?" I'm like, "No, Ma, it's Mother's Day. I'm calling you because it's Mother's Day." But, okay. Number 3, you're scared to make plans. You're scared to go anywhere farther than a few miles because you're like, what if I need to go to the hospital? What if I don't have my bag with me? What if? Number 4, you're nervous to drive and you don't want to go anywhere alone. So, like, I'll go places with my husband because I know that he'll just drive me to the hospital if I need to go, but I'm, like, scared to venture. We live about 3 miles from the hospital, 4 miles from our hospital. I don't want to leave this radius because I'm afraid, like, what if we're in Phoenix? What if we're 30 miles away and then I go into labor? I don't want to have this baby at a different hospital other than the one that I'd planned to have her at. So that's something to think about. Number 5, you envision or dream weird things. Even, like, envision just like you're awake and you start thinking, "Oh my gosh, my water is going to break and it's going to happen right now." Or, "Wow, I can just see it happening right now. I'm going to go into labor right now." And you dream it, you think it, you see it when you're sleeping, you see it when you're awake. Despite knowing that the likelihood of your water breaking is like 8 to 15% of women actually have it break, and normally a lot of women have to have it broken by the doctor at the hospital when they're actually in labor. And then if it does break, it's not always a gush like you see in the movies where, like, their water's like, whew, it's like gallons of water on the ground. It's like a slow leak, but I envision it happening and I dream about it, and it's crazy. Number 6, you go into not just nesting mode, because a lot of pregnant women have nesting. It's fine. You go into psycho nesting mode. You've had so much time to think about it that every closet, every cabinet, every drawer in your entire house is, like, color coordinated, labeled, organized to the max. You know where anything is. It's just funny. Number 7, all of your baby preparations that you made for weeks 38 and 39 of pregnancy, thinking, "I'm going to go have this baby any day now." Especially for me, because I had a C-section scheduled for 39 weeks, and then that got canceled when the baby flipped the correct way. She was no longer breech. So I had everything ready to have a baby in week 39. Here I am, nearing 2 weeks later, and still no baby. So now all those preparations that I did, like filling my fridge, filling my, my pantry with food, doing all those things like plucking your eyebrows, getting a pedicure, now they have to be redone, and you want to repack your hospital bag because now you've changed your mind on what you want to bring. Number 8, strangers stop and ask you, "Oh, when do you do?" Because you're looking pretty uncomfortable and big, and you answer a date that's in the past, and they're like, "What?" You're like, "May 16th, and they're like, "It's May 20th. Oh, you poor thing. Yeah, I know. Number 9, Google is your greatest ally and your greatest enemy. You'd be so embarrassed if people read your Google searches at this point. If they were published somewhere, you'd be so embarrassed. Is this supposed to be this color? Should this have happened? How long does it take after this happens for you to go into labor? I mean, your Google searches are crazy. Number 10, you outgrow your clothes, or you're swearing, like, the clothes have changed. It's not you. It's like you're shaped differently because you've dropped. Your belly, like, hangs out of your shirts because it's not that it's necessarily bigger, it's that it starts lower, and so the shirt needs to be longer. My clothes are fitting a little weird. Number 11, every twinge down there sends you running to the bathroom because you're like, "Did I lose my mucus plug? Did I just did my water break? Or you get your contraction timer out from your app on your phone to see if, if you're starting labor. Every single twinge. Number 12, you have to-do lists everywhere. Guys, I have to-do lists on these little pads of paper everywhere. What to pack last minute before the hospital, what to do when I'm in labor, what to buy before we go, and what to buy when we get home from the hospital. Number 13, you're extra emotional. You see a baby and you want to tear up. You hear a baby crying on TV and you're like, oh my God, I just want to meet her. And it's just, everything makes you emotional. 14, body aches. You want to spend all day in your bath. You want a massage. You're just wishing for good sleep. Your body is just aching. Number 15, you keep saying to yourself or to your husband, this could be the last time we fill in the blank before the baby comes. This could be our last time we go to the grocery store. We should stock up. Or this could be the last time that we get to go out to dinner before the baby comes. We should, get that dessert that we wanted. But like that keeps going for like 3 weeks after you think the baby's supposed to be here and you're still overdue, So you just keep doing it. This could be the last time though, so we better just go ahead and buy that extra thing that we wanted. Number 16. Natural induction methods, anyone? So you start looking into what is red raspberry leaf tea, what is castor oil, what is evening primrose oil, is acupuncture good, is acupressure good? Number 17, you drive other people, like my husband, for example, crazy. You can't sit still, but because you're just like too excited and you're nesting and but then you whine because you're swelling and your body hurts and you're achy. But you can't sit still. You drive them crazy. Number 18. This kind of goes the same throughout the whole pregnancy. You have phases, but you're either super hungry or you have no appetite or you're craving weird things, live to eat or you eat to live. You're forcing yourself to eat. You can barely fit food in your belly. You get full really fast. It's just like this kid is taking up all your stomach space and then all of a sudden you're like, no, I must have black jelly beans, like me. And then you're afraid to procrastinate, number 19. Number 19, you're afraid to procrastinate. Normally I wash my hair like every 3 days, but now I'm like, I better not skip this time because I could be having the baby tonight and I don't want to have dirty hair when I get to the hospital. You wash your hair more often, things like that you normally would put off. You're like, nope, like putting laundry away. You've got the load, it came out of the dryer and it's just sitting there in the basket. And ordinarily you just walk away, but today you're like, this will be the night that it happens. Number 20, the dreaded induction is now sounding better and better. Despite that people keep sharing with you their induction stories and how terrible they were, that, they can bump you from your date based on bed availability at the hospital or how long it took him and how the pain meds wore off because it took him 24 hours to get the baby out. It's okay. It's okay. 21, you ask the doctor questions that you're not proud of. Like, what else can I do? Is there anything I can do? Does this help? Can I try this? How about this? What does it mean if this is this colored? I mean, you ask them all kinds of questions that you're embarrassed about. Same with Google. And then also, you change your mind on things. You once knew for sure that you wanted something this way, and then you start looking at the nursery going, maybe those 2 pieces of furniture should flip. Maybe that piece of art on that wall should have been on the other wall because you had too much time to stare at it and you're changing your mind on everything. Same with your birth plan. Originally you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this naturally. It's fine. And then you get a couple of cervical checks and membrane sweep and they were pretty unpleasant and you're like, I think that I would like to get that epidural. So that is it. Those are 22 things that at least happened for me when I was overdue or nearing my due date or in week 40, week 41. I hope you guys found this video fun to watch. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my social media if you guys want to see pictures of the baby when she's here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.